gentlemen, Mike and Adam, Dreams
Go to that. Welcome to Mike and Adam's Dreams and Feelings.
Oh man, you started it. I wasn't ready.
I wasn't sure if that was the record button or the get ready to record button, but it appears it is the record button because I see numbers escalating.
Escalating?
Yes.
Descalating.
Yes. Desktopalating.
Ooh.
On a laptop. So, here we are. Mike and Adam's Dreams and Feelings. I'm
True.
Mike.
I'm also Adam.
I'm also Mike. And you can find us by going to Facebook and typing in Mike and Adam's Dreams and Feelings. Or you go to YouTube and you type in Mike and Adam's Dreams and Feelings. Or you bump into us while we're on the street and say, hey, how do I get to your podcast? Please show me.
Right.
And we take you to the nearest cyber cafe and we just log you on and give you some headphones.
Wow.
I know. That's part of our new services. If you get premium Mike and Adam's Dreams and Feelings, $8.99 a month.
Wow. Premium.
Hands-on.
You get hand-delivered recordings.
Yes.
You get you get a free wake-up call in the morning.
Oh, they're all records, though.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So they're all in premium records. So you need to get out your record player or buy one of those retro ones at Target for $49.99.
It's true.
Or cassette. You can get records or cassettes.
Wow.
Yes.
We don't do MP3s.
And nope, nothing digital when you go premium.
MP4?
Nope. Not even WMV.
Okay, what about Laserdisc?
We're getting into Laserdisc.
Okay, we're just getting into
all of our deleted scenes will be on Laserdisc.
Wow.
So you have to play the record, and then you have to go to Laserdisc to get the extras and the special features.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're cutting edge here.
It's going to cost us millions of dollars to get out one episode.
It's true. It's true. $1 million that we definitely have.
I know. With all the money pouring in,
Right? That's what I'm saying.
you might as well.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So Mike, how you doing? What are you up to?
Same old. Halloween is vastly approaching.
Is it tonight or tomorrow?
It's tomorrow night.
Wow. Do you have a costume, Mike?
Well, yesterday I went to a vampire murder mystery.
Wow.
My brother and my sister-in-law hosted a vampire murder mystery.
That sounds fun.
Everyone gets cool vampire names like Edwin Collins or Belladonna Swanson.
Okay.
I was Rufkin Armin, the hybrid werewolf vampire. And
Wow, you were... have you seen... Is it Underworld?
yes.
That has the hybrid...
Right.
Yeah.
Well, basically, I was British,
Right.
so that accent came in every other conversation,
Right.
which many people said I was either Swedish or Australian.
Swedish. How do they get Swedish?
Because I kept stealing other people's... I can't hear an impression without stealing other people's. So, ever so often it would be like, I am a werewolf, a vampire. Matey.
Mate.
Crikeys. So, it was a mishmash of impressions. But I had to tell people that I was attacked by a werewolf. And I became a werewolf hybrid. And I had to reveal to someone that they also got attacked by a werewolf. And then someone got murdered, and we had to discuss who it was.
Was the person that was murdered, were they dead or were they undead? And they were made alive again.
They had to be a ghost.
Interesting.
No one knew who was going to be murdered until you got the note.
So they were alive,
Yeah.
and then they were undead.
Yes. They were alive, and then undead.
And then...
Undeader?
Undeader? Wait, were they... when they started the game, what were they?
We were all just a bunch of people who were attacked by vampires and somehow transformed.
Okay, so the person that died was a vampire.
Yes.
So they were undead.
Yes.
So then how did they get killed?
They got a garlic doused stake through the heart.
Wow, that sounds
And-
delicious.
and that makes them a ghost, apparently.
Wow. That sounds delicious.
Mhm.
Garlic steak.
Yes, garlic steak. You know, I think it was meat. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a steak, a literal steak through her heart.
Wow. That's interesting. Okay, so were you the murderer?
No. I was too fun and playful.
Were you very camp?
Very campy, very very British.
Mm.
You know, bangers and mash and all that fun stuff.
Wow.
And
Are you allowed to say that on a... This is a PG podcast.
I know. I'm not allowed to bring up international foods. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, but I accused the person who actually did it.
Nice.
So,
You won.
yeah,
You are a regular pro.
I'm a regular pro. So I've been going on the pro circuit,
Yeah.
going into people's murder mysteries all over the world,
And solving
It's-
crimes.
and just accusing someone
Wow.
and then leaving.
You're like a Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
Wow. You're not the hero we thought we needed, but we're certainly don't
Yes.
deserve you.
I am white and I am a knight.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, so I have this working theory about Halloween, and
Yes.
I want to maybe bounce it off you and the viewers to maybe see the validity in this, and and this is essentially my thesis statement, right? I always see Halloween as the day where people get to express their inner desires through what they wear. So consequently, where they see value, like in themselves or in other people or in their
Yes.
culture, that's what they emulate in their dress. So what do you think? What do you think about my
Well,
thesis?
If we look at what's trending,
Yes.
a lot of Harley Quinns out there.
Well, I feel like that's last year, though. I feel like this year it's Wonder Woman.
Oh, a lot of Wonder Woman.
A lot
yeah.
of Wonder Woman.
There's always a slew of zombies.
Zombies. I feel like Game of Thrones is huge this year.
Yes, there's some. Oh, there's 11 from
11, yeah.
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things is very popular.
Yeah, a lot of Bannisters and Starks.
Lannisters.
Lannisters and Starks.
A lot of staircases.
A lot of staircases. I want to be a Bannister from Game of Thrones. I want to actually be a literal set of stairs.
Right. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that. And I don't know what else is really big this year.
Oh gosh.
I guarantee you that some kid is gonna go as a fidget spinner.
Oh yeah, you got to be a fidget spinner.
Yeah.
Can you embody dabbing?
Just dress like you're from Jersey Shore.
Yeah, okay. There's that. Yeah, my brain is always stuck in 2008, 2011. So I can be like, what, maybe Harambe?
Oh man, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of Donald Trump costumes too.
You know, I haven't seen it. And
Yeah.
that brings up a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Like, usually Party City would have it on display like they did the Obama costumes. But maybe it's like a reverse honor thing where you don't dress up as the person,
Mhm.
as a character, to show your dislike for them.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I was at Party City yesterday and I saw Donald Trump masks.
Oh.
So I don't know, but maybe he's just like, maybe no one wants to touch him with a 10-foot pole, even
Yeah.
if it is in mask form.
Yeah, so you think that would show up at parties. And of course, there's the zombie. I actually heard about this, that Europe loves to do the zombie variation of everything.
Mm-hmm.
So zombie pirate, zombie chef.
So someone somewhere in a meeting was like, okay, we need new costume ideas. Our chef costume was great. You know, a couple years ago, our tennis star was a big hit.
Yes.
And they're like, what can we do? What's the next big thing? And some guy probably came in late,
Yeah.
probably bought donuts to
Yes.
kind of make it up to everyone. And he was like, they're like, hey, Mister, what is your idea? And he's like, zombie everything. And they're like, I love it. And
Yes.
it's just like,
Let's
it's
do
just like
this
a
for the
thing.
next
Okay.
10 years.
Okay, so zombies. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, the basically any costume in Europe has a zombie variation.
Mm-hmm.
Like zombie claims adjuster. Zombie cowgirl.
Is there a zombie?
Oh, that would be awesome. Like, you have a zombie with exposed brain, but on the exposed brain, there's more exposed brain.
Right, exactly. Like a double layer of
Yes. And he's like, oh, guys, I'm a zombie. Zombie. A zombie version of a zombie.
brain. This is riveting.
Yes.
Anyways.
Everyone needs to draw pictures of what a zombie looks like and send it to Mike and Adam's Dreams and Feelings.
It's true.
Hashtag zombied zombie.
Zombie. Anyways.
Yeah. So,
What
in answer to your question,
Yes.
do our costumes reflect our personalities?
And
There's
like our deepest desires.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like there's going to be a lot of like Pennywise the Clown costumes too.
Yeah, so we either want to be dark clowns
True.
or Wonder Women.
Yeah.
And
True.
if you could sum up two personalities that mask us perfectly, it's either Pennywise the Clown or Wonder Woman.
Or Wonder Woman. It's true. So what? I don't know. Are you? Do you? Well, you're too old. We're too old to go trick or treating by ourselves.
Yeah. Well, in my dramatic years, I have a Jesus beard. I have 2 pirate beards. 2 wizard beards.
So you just go as a zombie beard?
Yeah, zombie beard. I have a Rasta wig. I have a Jesus wig. I have just some strawberry blonde set of hair.
What the?
I don't know how I got that. But, yeah, so at any time I can be Jesus or a pirate or a guy who hasn't showered.
or a wizard.
Or a wizard, yes. So I'm always ready to do the Halloween thing. I just need to know what's trending right now.
What is trending? Yeah. Did you grow up trick or treating? I know this is, this is a podcast with some Christian undertones, some Christian backgrounds, and hopefully that we've definitely talked about our beliefs and the gospel on this podcast. But did you grow up trick or treating? Were you allowed to trick or treat?
I had to go door to door to trick or treat because my parents didn't really think about the spiritual undertones of it, so it was just a thing you did as an American child.
Yeah.
You dressed up as a ninja, dressed up as a Ninja Turtle,
Or a zombie Ninja Turtle.
zombie Ninja Turtle, whatever you had, and you just went through the network, and you got the candy bars, and then the fire ambulance.
The fire ambulance.
The fire ambulance would show up. It was actually an ambulance dressed up as a fire truck. Yes. And they would give you the king size bars.
Wow.
And you're like, what? Man.
So cool.
Yeah, so, yeah. And then further down the street, there's one guy who turned his garage into a haunted house.
Wow.
And it was pretty elaborate.
That is.
I think his wife dressed up as a witch and would just jump out. And there'd be like this light that flickered.
Wow.
Yes.
How did he rig that up?
I don't know.
Wow.
Too much time on his hands.
Yeah. No, same. I also grew up. I grew up in a suburban USA cul-de-sac.
Yes.
And we went trick or treating, and I don't know. I definitely know that other people have had different experiences. Like, did you know like this? What is this, trunk or treat?
Well, you see, I think trunk or treat is morally wrong.
Yeah.
What does the mafia do? They put dead bodies in trunks.
The trunks sell drugs.
They sell drugs out of trunks.
They sell guns.
Guns, stolen goods,
Right.
stereo equipment.
Right.
And what are we teaching our kids when we say, "Oh, you can have anything out of my trunk"?
Well, one, you're setting them up for failure because
Yes.
they're gonna assume that whatever is being sold out of a trunk is morally pure
Yes.
and of Jesus.
Yes.
That's not true,
That's not true at all.
as we just outlined.
Yes.
And two, I mean, how easy is it going to be to kidnap these kids?
Yes.
Like, you just go and you're like, hello, I have candy. Pushed into trunk.
Push in trunk.
Right? There's no safety.
No safety. Yes, and growing up, like 10 years later, every time you see someone open their trunk, you're going to feel entitled to have whatever's in that
Whatever's
trunk.
in the trunk.
Yeah, you're like, can I have that?
What are we teaching these kids?
Yes, so trunk or treating is evil.
Yes.
It needs to be denounced.
Right. And I'm gonna write 95 Theses.
Yes,
and then I'm
and
gonna
put it on the back of a trunk.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. This is unacceptable. That's what it is.
Yes. So, kids, you need to get into skeleton costumes, witches, warlocks costumes. Go door to door.
Yeah.
Promise. Say you'll give them a trick or a treat.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't give you anything, then you have to do a trick,
Right.
as lore states.
As lore states.
So make sure you have some bags of dog dew and some fire, and
We do not condone any of these things on this podcast.
and just what would Jesus do?
Probably not that.
Probably not that.
Yes.
My WWJD bracelet ran out of battery, so I need
Wait,
to
why
charge
was
it again.
Why was it being charged? Wait, why is
You gotta
it
charge it, or when you ask WWJD, it won't give you the right answer.
Is it like an iWatch?
It's like an iWatch, but it was made by Christians, and you plug it in, it charges it up to full WWJD power, and then when you say, should I do flaming dog poo, if it was charged, it would say, no, don't do that.
Okay.
But since it's the battery's dead, it says, sure, do that.
You have a very strange life. You're under house arrest with Jesus.
Yes.
No, man. Well, that is certainly something else, Mike.
That is certainly everything.
Oh man. So yeah, no, Halloween is upon us. Send us maybe your favorite costume idea, or send us. I don't know. We just want to participate with you on Halloween. We love it. We love it here.
Halloween. You see, there's two different perspectives of
Sure.
Halloween. One is the dramatic flair. It's the one time anyone can dress up as anything.
Well, I mean, to be fair though, like you can't just do go blackface. Like that's not cool.
Within the limits of political correctness,
Yes.
you can be anything you want, from plumber
Yes.
to psychotic clown,
It's true. It's true.
and no one will be none the wiser.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. And it's the only time you get to go up to your neighbor's house and say, give me something or there will be a trick involved.
Right. Right.
And they comply.
And they comply.
Without the
No
police.
questions. No questions.
No police are called.
And if the police are called, they'll just laugh in your face and then take your candy.
Yes, yes. Or if you're older, you go to a party where you stick your mouth in a tub of water and grab apples.
I was very concerned about where you were going.
Yes. You grab a tub of apples.
Right.
And make sure there's no razor blades in them.
Right. Oh yeah, kids, watch out for the razor blades.
Isn't that so sadistic that was a concern back
Right.
in our day? Like,
Right.
check those apples for razor blades.
Right.
Who would do that?
Right. There's always every Halloween it always feels like another like urban legend or something
Yeah.
gets passed around being oh, watch out this year they're putting ecstasy and
Yes.
or whatever it is.
Oh,
Or
those
there's-
ecstasy
or
Snickers bars.
There's gonna be rat poison and whatever, and it's just
Yeah.
it always feels like it's almost like a rite of passage.
But even when I watch like It and Stranger Things, when they portray bullies in the 1980s,
Right.
1990s, the bullies are so aggressive to what we have now.
Mm-hmm.
They're a bully on that show is you have the geeky kid, and then the bully will be like, "Oh, you look small," and then he throws the kid off a cliff.
Right.
And they'll be like, "Oh."
Literally in Stranger Things.
Yes, and they'll be like, "It's the 80s.
Right.
This is what you do."
This is what happens.
And
Boys will be boys.
yeah, boys will be boys. But now bullying,
Now bullying is going onto someone's Minecraft server and blowing up their base.
right, or not using the preferred pronoun. Call me an it, you bully.
Right. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
We've definitely entered into a different age, and I don't want to, I don't want to sound backwards or
Yeah.
old fashioned, but times have definitely changed.
Yeah.
You can see that right on. You can see that progression right on our film and our cinema and and I think what we value.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, for some reason in the 80s, bullies were like super aggressive, almost to the point of death.
Right. I mean, you just have to look as far as like what Karate Kid.
Yes.
He like literally physically maimed a child. I know it was at a karate tournament.
Yes.
But he could have broken his knee.
Yes.
And nobody else was concerned about this.
They're like, you get a timeout for that.
Right. Like if that happened now, like in a karate tournament, and someone like destroyed someone's knee like that, there would be a lawsuit.
Yes, there would be a lawsuit. Plus the fact that I love that Karate Kid, it's just a bunch of kids. And there's no like karate gear or like any protections,
Right.
whatever. It's like, you get a point when you kick him in the nose.
Right.
Alright, you kicked him in the nose. That's
Right.
a point.
That's the point. Or the fact that all these kids are running around unsupervised, having like beach parties and smoking pot in the bathroom.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
committing murders. They didn't commit murder, but definitely Cobra Kai was trying.
Yeah. I mean, this is what Trunk or Treat
It does to our
it does to our
generation.
kids.
Yeah.
Kids go door to door.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
For the love of Jesus, go
Well,
door to door.
Yes. That's what Jesus did.
Yes.
Jesus went door to door. He didn't go trunk to trunk.
Yes. Go door to door, hand them a track. The track should be called Your First 7 Days in Hell. Scare your neighbors a little bit.
Right, and get candy.
And get candy. And then go follow up
Right.
on your conversion appointments.
Yes.
And you'll be good.
And he'll be good.
Yes.
Oh man. So you brought this up a little bit ago, but Stranger Things. Have you seen it? Have you gotten through it?
I saw the first season.
Mm-hmm.
It was great.
Yep.
I also read the Mad Magazine parody of it. And Mad Magazine brought up a good point.
Wait. Mad Magazine is still around.
Mad Magazine is still around. Go to your local Wegmans.
Okay.
Read through it.
Mm-hmm.
Every issue's about Trump, sadly.
Right.
But, yeah, so Mad Magazine did a Stranger Things parody.
Mm-hmm. Called.
It was Strangler Things or
Oh no.
something.
Is there a lot of murder?
Yeah, it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
But the nickname they gave 11 was ET11
Wow.
because basically they're saying they ripped off ET.
Mm-hmm.
Like they said, so what is Stranger Things? Is it it's supposed to be a tribute to all 80s things. And the other person's like, no, they just wrote Stranger Things over the ET script. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, there are definitely parallels, like the bike scenes
Yeah.
and all the hoodies and
the love of waffles.
Yes, but I think there's definitely more of a horror suspense element to it that E.T. just doesn't have.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like in that aspect, it's almost like it almost feels like a tribute to Alien too, like
Right.
and that's what I just love about it. It's just it's like you said, it's like a love letter to the 80s. And
Yeah.
it's great.
And I feel like I've only watched one episode of the new Stranger Things,
Mm-hmm.
which is aptly named Stranger Things 2.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they realized that they were successful showing the 80s, so now they're even trying harder to make it even more 80s.
Well, yeah, because now it's deeper into the 80s,
Yeah.
so like more stuff's happening. There's like there's art. Did you saw that they went to like an arcade and
Yes.
stuff? So there's a great arcade scene.
Oh yes, Dig Dug.
Dig Dug, all of Galaga, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
I didn't know. That you're gonna have to help me out. That game, that animated game that they were playing.
Oh, Swords and
Something.
Swords and Dragons.
Swords and Dragons or something like that. I didn't know that game was that early. I mean that must have been huge compared to like the 8-bit little characters, and then you have this full cartoon you can be in charge of.
Yeah, no, it's I feel like that came out on the Turbo Graphics. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
It was like when the home computer started really being a thing.
It was definitely the Sega CD.
Sega
I
CD?
think was the
Yeah,
first
yeah.
to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that game's a classic. But yeah, as an arcade. Yeah, so there's that. There's no spoilers, but like there's a little bit later on, because the show takes place around the time of Halloween. Some of the older kids go to a Halloween party, and all the costumes there are wonderful.
Oh,
Like there's people dressed up as like there's a guy dressed up in a Cobra Kai outfit.
No,
And like a gi. It's just wonderfully 80s. Every costume is every wonderful 80s reference you could want. There's people dressed up as the Terminator. There's people dressed up, you name it. They're there, and it's 80s. There's one of the characters in the show. I don't think you've met them yet, but
Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair.
Yes.
He drives like this amazing, wonderfully like revamped like it's time to fight.
To swords.
We ride.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But he has this Camaro, and it's like that's like perfectly wonderfully 80s.
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful. It's just great.
Yeah. And the bully of season 1, they really toned him down. I think they want people to like him in this season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's the least of their worries, if I may say so.
Oh yeah.
No spoilers.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. But did you like it so far? Did you like
so
the first
far?
episode?
It's good. It's I was kind of hoping that it would, and to my delight, it's about those kids even more.
Yeah, it is.
And I really hope that the future episodes, which I think, based on reactions, will just get weirder. I want it to get weird.
Yeah.
And I want it to get unruly.
Oh, it does.
Yes. I don't want to be able to predict anything. I just want it to hit me.
Yeah, no, it and I've had this conversation with a couple different peoples, but I think what Stranger Things does well, and I think the earlier seasons of The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones, what they've done well is that they don't put all their action right into like they don't make every episode feel like there's going to be a major reveal or like something major is happening.
Yeah.
They allow the tension to be drawn out over episodes, and they really develop characters. And that's where I feel like the last season of Game of Thrones, the last couple episodes didn't do this as well.
Yeah.
And like shows like The Arrow or The Flash, it just like feels like every episode's like, oh, there's a big alien invasion, and we resolved it in this episode.
Yes.
Or there's like this.
Arms.
We ride.
We ride.
Your mother smells of smells like a hamster.
Yes.
Your father stank of elevators. Anyways, but it what they do is like they shows like The Arrow or Supergirl or The Flash and maybe some other shows that what they do is they'll pose like a major plot point and then they resolve it instantly.
Yeah.
You want the tension drawn out. You want character development. You want things to grow.
Well, that's why I think shows like Lost were such a hit.
Yeah.
Because the writers didn't even know what they were.
Yeah.
They were like, what if a polar bear came? And then they're like, okay, we'll have to figure it out in future seasons why it came, but, why not?
Why not?
Yeah, so we like those, like, random stuff seems to be the new plot driver.
Sure.
And I think one of the biggest criticisms of Walking Dead is that the show can be so mundane between minute 1 and minute 50, but then they throw in like a
twist,
and they're like, "Oh, I gotta watch the next episode."
Right? Yeah, that's true, and I think more recently the seasons have been like that, but like the first because the first season maybe through the third season it feels like they do a really good job of like good pacing. But like last season, there were literally like 2 episodes where they were just walking around trying to find guns.
Right.
And you're like, why? Why am I watching?
I do that on video games.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just unbearable.
Right. Because in season 1, the zombies were a plot driver.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, the zombies are coming.
Right.
What are you gonna do? Tension is thick. Now it's just kind of like, oh, a zombie. Now tell me about your pregnancy.
Yeah, yeah, and I think even within that season of Walking Dead, and like them trying to collect the guns in order to, hopefully, like for us as the viewer, we were hoping for like a big payoff at the end where there's going to be like this big zombie war, and what we got was like one episode.
One episode.
Whereas like Game of Thrones, it's like like there are multiple episode long battle sequences.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's. But then, like, you have stuff like Game of Thrones or, Stranger Things, where you have such great character development, and you have there's whole seasons where, for example, like Arya and the Hound. I don't know if you watch Game of Thrones to even understand what's going on.
I saw one episode.
You're not missing too much, but it's great. So the Hound is a character on the show. He's like this big kind of macho bodyguard, and Arya, one of the Starks, they literally for an entire season they're traveling to go fight, and at the end result it's this duel with Brienne of Tarth, who's another character.
Right.
But literally for like a season they're traveling, and it's great because you see them grow together as characters, but you see them experience life like along the way. They go to different towns, they meet different people, and it's such good character development. And you, by the time you get to the end of the season when there's that big fight, like you're attached to the characters.
Right.
And that's what I feel like with Stranger Things. Like, you're just attached to the characters. Like, you know that probably like nothing too serious is going to happen to them because they're kids and they're lovable and they're the main characters. But you feel like they're in danger. You feel invested in them.
Absolutely. And I think that's why there's something between the movie It and Stranger Things that has surfaced that shows our love of kids that are in around junior high age.
Yeah.
As long as they're swearing, yelling, and doing dorky things.
Right. We love it.
We love it.
Right. Yeah.
There's no walking away from it.
Yeah.
And so we're going to see a lot of, probably a lot of rip-offs of that.
Yeah. No, I think dorky is the new nostalgia. People. Oh yeah, I'm so dorky. I'm such a nerd.
They're like, oh, nerds are winning.
Right.
Yes.
Like literally the other day, I went to a meeting. Right. For campus ambassadors here at school.
Yeah.
But it was like a service council meeting. So essentially, all the clubs that are that do community service like meet together regularly.
Yeah.
And so, as part of the meeting, we had to share like an event that was coming up. We also had to share something exciting that we did over the weekend. So I shared the event that we were doing, and I was like, "Oh yeah!" And this weekend, I was the dungeon master for Dungeons and Dragons campaign, and everyone in the room was like, "Oh, that's so cool! I love Dungeons and Dragons!" And like we were able to talk about it for like 3-4 minutes.
Yes.
But like rewind that 10 years ago, I would have been made fun of mercilessly. Like, Dungeons and Dragons has just suddenly become cool.
Right. Everything that got you beaten up or
like in the 80s and the 90s.
In the 90s is cool now. Like that's the new alpha male. It's the cultured nerd.
Right.
With social skills.
Exactly.
In fact,
Will Wheaton.
Yes, I really want to see a reverse of Stranger Things, like all macho hunks who don't have a clue and
they get bullied by
getting bullied by nerds.
Yeah.
And have to use limited knowledge and science to solve a problem. I mean, I guess you could say that's our White House right now.
Oh no. Facts.
Yes.
Isn't that the truth?
Yes, maybe that's why we're going to the nerds, because we see a lot of bullies in the White House, and we're like, let's go to nerdy people that are easily picked on.
Right.
And fall in love with them.
Yeah, it's definitely strange seeing the stuff that we kind of grew up with, and I don't want to assume, but like I'm assuming you weren't that popular because you liked Pokemon or Dungeons and Dragons or had a Game Boy or had strong opinions on Mario.
See, my problem was that the power of Nintendo, Game Boy, video games, Ninja Turtles overpowered other things like hygiene
Oh no.
and proper showering technique and knowing how to be social. So what? And I ever think that was the real problem of bullying back in the 80s and 90s is not that, because in today's 80s and 90s shows,
Right, shows.
not only were you into geeky stuff, but you also had social skills and you showered occasionally. That's assumed on the Stranger Things show. That was never the case for me or the people I saw get picked on.
Sure.
Because you like those things, they overcame the ability to be social. They
Mm-hmm.
overcame the ability to maybe wear deodorant on a
regular
basis,
basis,
or
yeah.
have a good haircut, or have enough friends.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I by no means had a similar experience, but
Yes.
I also felt like I couldn't. It was hard for me to like share what I really liked. Like,
Yeah.
Thankfully I did play like some sports growing up, so like
Mhm.
I had that outlet, but like I never really had friends that I could talk to about my love for Star Wars or my critique of Star Wars Episode 2, like when
Right.
it came out. Like I just didn't like that. Just wasn't accepted. But now you can't go to a bar or you can't go to a restaurant without overhearing a group
Yeah.
of good-looking, popular people
Yeah.
talking about their opinions on how excited they are about the new Star Wars trailer,
Right, right.
or whatever it is, and not being laughed at.
Yeah. And that's pretty cool. It's
Yeah.
pretty cool you can do that.
No, I'm upset because our geek culture is being reappropriated, Mike.
That's the new cool.
I hate it.
Yeah, I know.
I hate it.
I mean, it's neat that we don't get beaten up anymore.
It's true.
I just say that's, and it's also neat that like people want to date us.
Well, you're married, so
You're
hopefully no
married,
one's dating you.
You're dating.
I'm not married. You're married.
We'll settle
Sorry,
this
Megan.
in editing. But yeah, basically, like you want to date someone,
Mhm.
which is a fun fact. Is when I first met Lynn
Mhm.
on eHarmony,
Yeah.
and she Skyped in.
Yeah.
She saw my room, which had a comic book wall,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "I'm not so sure I want to get involved in this."
Oh no.
She thought, comic book wall. Oh no, this guy might be that 1980s geek
Yes.
that I've tried so hard to run away from.
Right.
And she had to think about it. She doubted whether this relationship should continue
Mm-hmm.
until she talked to her brother, who is also a fellow geek, and he's like, no, you can have comic books on your wall,
Yeah.
taped, and still be a great socializer and a cultured person. And she's like, okay, I'll give him a chance.
Okay. Shout out to the brother.
Yep, shout out.
Well,
Ivan, you saved my marriage.
shout out to Ivan. We all need an Ivan.
Yes.
Oh man, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No. I see. I think my experience has been different because I've the people that I've met and have and for the most part like have dated or like talked to, they've been really excited about things like Star Wars or really excited about things like because I feel like maybe 10 years ago if you really loved like Lord of the Rings and you were trying to date and you were like, oh hey, like have you seen Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
That would be instant like red X.
Right.
But like now it's like, yeah, Lord of the Rings is awesome. Like whatever it is, like it's definitely changed a lot. And like like Megan is by no stretch of the means like a geek or a nerd. When she listens, she not obviously, but she half the time has no idea what we're talking about.
Yes.
But she still like loves Star Wars. She's so excited about the new Star Wars movie. I had to actually I didn't see the trailer because I don't want nothing going in.
Yes.
So she saw it and I had to like stop her from telling me about it because she was so excited about it. And it's
Okay.
just like, and she's not even like, I wouldn't even say that she's like a nerd, like, or a geek. Like she doesn't like necessarily play like a whole lot of video games. She doesn't get like a whole lot of like nerd culture and like
Right.
comic books and stuff like that. And I think she said that like the first comic book movie that she saw was like in the theater was Wonder Woman. But she saw it like with me because I asked her to go see it with me. So it's like it's become so common and so mainstream to like go do these things that like it's like crossing over into people that aren't necessarily like engaged in nerd culture.
Yeah. Yes. What was once nerdy and geeky?
Yeah.
I mean, there was a point in cinematic history where the comic books that people drew and wrote would stay in the comic books, and not a single person would think, "Hey, that should be a movie."
Right.
And now it's so oversaturated.
It's true.
Like directors and writers are looking through old comic books and like, is this a movie?
Right.
Can this be a movie?
Right. Yeah, it's gotten to the point where Marvel is I don't know which came first, but like the Nick Fury character is changed
Yes.
to match and look like Samuel L. Jackson's character.
Right.
So and like in the Ultimate Universe, like they literally are changing and pandering to a movie audience.
Absolutely.
It's I mean I think that's a good thing. I think pushing because the comic books are mythologies, like these, like, you know, cultures past, you know, had, you know, their Odysseus's and like their you know, they had their mythology, their mythological heroes, and comic books are ours.
Right. Though I do notice that current Marvel and even DC offerings are set up now so that they can be adapted to movies if need be.
Sure.
Like every episode or every issue of like the latest Avengers comic books feels like at any second this could be a movie.
Right. Full action.
Yeah. So it's kind of it has its pros and its cons.
For sure, definitely. Yeah, I think the art of the comic book serial is slowly fading.
Yeah.
And being replaced by shows, but you know, these things come in cycles, and I think we've finally gotten to the point where technology is good enough that we can replicate our favorite heroes on the big screen and not feel like it's a total waste.
So speaking of top fives,
Yes.
and
Oh my
sequels,
gosh. And sequels.
we're gonna rank all the sequels that we actually might have enjoyed.
Yeah.
And everyone knows a sequel could never be as good as the original, because the original was fresh and hip. But there are some sequels out there that we thoroughly enjoyed, and we're gonna share them with you.
Yeah. So, do you wanna pick your first one?
Oh yes.
Oh, we should write this down somewhere, and we'll do a definitive.
Then we're gonna do a definitive.
List.
Definitive.
What up?
Definitive.
Yes.
Hello, Andres.
Hi, what's up, guys?
We're just talking about sequels.
And definitive?
Yeah.
And definitively.
Andre just walked into our studio.
Actually, I walked through the walls.
Yes.
True that.
He's
a superhero.
Andre, what's your favorite sequel?
This is a question that I can answer. Let's see, my favorite sequel would have to be...
If you can't hear him, he's thinking right now.
He's hemming and hawing.
Shoot. Does Winter Soldier count as a sequel?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely does.
I would have to say that.
Winter Soldier. That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. Well, in that spirit, Dark Knight is a sequel.
Oh man.
Yeah. So the Dark Knight. Yeah.
Dark Knight.
There's gonna be so many.
I'm gonna let you put that one down because
Yeah.
I had to struggle to find mine.
Did you? Okay. Well,
Yes.
what do you got, Mike? What do you got for me?
First of all, Ninja Turtles 2.
Yes. Okay.
I never saw the Ninja Turtles 1 because it was very adult.
Yes.
But Ninja Turtles 2 was more for kids.
Well, and it had the two what are they called?
It had Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice.
Singing Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go.
Yes. And it had didn't it have the what are they, Rocksteady and Bebop?
Yeah.
Or was that
Bebop
3?
and Bebop and Rocksteady was not in number 2. I think he was in number 1.
Really?
Maybe.
I thought it was 2.
I
Or was
can't
it 3?
remember.
No, 3 is when they went back in time.
Yes, they go back in time in the third one. In the second one,
Because the second one is Revenge of Shredder.
Is this
Yes.
the one with Megan Fox or no?
No. This is like the 80s like
yes.
live
Okay,
action
okay.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, because in the first one, Shredder gets crushed by the garbage can, right?
Yeah,
The
he
garbage
falls
truck.
out. He gets thrown off a building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, into a garbage truck.
And then the second one, he comes back because he's in the
Yes.
junkyard.
Yes,
And
and he.
and Bebop and Rocksteady are
Oh yes, yes, it's
'Cause
true because they had to feed them donuts.
right, exactly.
That turned them back into puppies.
Exactly, because the second one was the mystery of the ooze, right?
Yes, the secret of the ooze.
Secret of the ooze, and that's how they
And
that's
I
how they got
realized my
Bebop
last
and Rocksteady.
sentence to give them donuts to turn them back into puppies sounded so random.
That's
Yet it's 100% true about that movie.
yeah. That movie is fantastic.
I vaguely remember it, but I know I enjoyed it as a kid.
It's a good movie. It's a good, definitive good movie. Let's see. Die Hard 2. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Die Hard from Nolan.
Now, many people say that the Die Hard series is actually only good when it's in confined spaces, like a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And the bigger you make the world, the less interesting it
The
becomes.
second one was they're at the airport, right?
Yes.
I mean, I like that. I think I like the ending to that one better
Mm-hmm.
because
I think it was on Mythbusters whether you could make a trail of gasoline. that
that
could
goes
ignite
the
up
car.
to a plane.
Yeah. That's just so sad. It's better than like dropping Hans Gruber off a
Yes.
building, like blowing up an airplane with a trailing thing of fire. Definitely
Mhm.
awesome. I mean, The Empire Strikes Back. I mean,
Oh,
That-
yes. Okay, I'm going to let you put that one down.
Finding Dory?
Finding Dory.
I don't know.
Finding Dory. Yeah, Finding Dory's good. Like, did you like Finding
Yeah.
Dory?
It was alright.
Nemo did it best.
I think Finding Dory suffers just because it took so long
That's
for
true.
it to come out.
That's true.
Like,
And they really didn't have to find her.
yeah, like
She had to
Yeah.
find
she had to
someone.
find someone. But I do like that. Empire
Okay.
Strikes Back, man.
Ghostbusters 2.
Yeah.
That
Did
was
you
funny. I liked it.
did you like that better
I-
than the first one?
I liked it because I loved Ghostbusters so much. They could have done anything, really. Yes, it's as far as sequels go, it delivers on nothing. But I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
It was really funny. Those girls are hilarious.
No.
Oh no! There's
No,
literally a
no.
second Ghostbusters.
Are you
With
serious?
the
Yeah,
original
the
cast.
original
Oh,
cast.
you're talking about the one-
Oh
the
yeah, no.
girls.
Oh, no.
Wow.
No girl reboots.
No girls allowed.
No girls allowed. Let's see.
Caribbean too.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I didn't understand it.
Did you like the second one more? I like the first one a lot. Compared to the second one.
I don't think I understood a
That was good.
single episode.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah,
really?
like if you ask me to go through the plot synopsis,
Yeah.
it'll be hilariously wrong.
Let's see. I'm just looking at a list. Did you like Wrath of Khan? Do you like Star Trek?
Well, I like the reboots better.
Okay, interesting.
Mhm.
Interesting.
I put down Ace Ventura 2
Okay.
because as far as Jim Carrey films go, like they just doubled all the wackiness in Ace Ventura 2.
Yeah.
And a rhino gives birth to him, so
So funny.
Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers.
would you say that sequel is better than The Hobbit 2? Which
All
is
of the Hobbit
the
movies are not in the same conversation, at least
Oh.
to me.
Okay.
Okay, but I mean, we could put the Hobbit, but it wasn't really a sequel.
They're all just a continuation.
Yeah, so I wouldn't say
Yeah.
maybe it's not a sequel. Let's see.
Karate Kid 2.
There was a second one.
Yes.
that sounds awful.
There's a third one.
Ugh.
So the first one he learns to do the crane kick.
Uh-huh.
The second one he learns how to punch a guy to the rhythm of a drum beat.
What the
And the
heck?
third one he learns how to do a kata, which helps him win a competition.
Did not know there were three.
Yeah. But in the second one he goes to Japan, where he finds Japanese bullies.
Isn't the third Die Hard the one with Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Back to the Future 2.
Back to the Future 2.
Mission Impossible. I'm not sure which one it is, but it was
With John
Ghost. I don't know. It was Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol.
Yeah.
That
my
was
favorite.
that was the second one of the reboot, right? Because it was Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, and then it
There was
was
Ghost Protocol, then Rogue Nation.
right, and then right. So no, there were three. It was Mission Impossible 1 through 3,
Yes.
and then Ghost Protocol,
Yes.
Rogue Nation, and then there was one more that just came out, right?
No, Rogue Nation is the newest one.
The newest one. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like a new yeah. Ghost Protocol. So I'm just going through the list.
Do we have 10 yet?
We do. We have.
All right,
We have exactly
we
10.
can start ranking them. So starting at the bottom, number 10.
Number 10.
What would be one of our
Karate Kid.
sequels? Karate Kid 2 is good for number 10.
Yes.
But now Winter Soldier.
You didn't like Winter Soldier?
I fell asleep.
How?
It was so
Winter
good.
Soldier's
It's just Captain America sinking another ship. Pretty much that's what it is.
it's so good. It was in my opinion the best Marvel movie until
Civil War.
no, not Civil War. Shoot. Was it?
Avengers 2.
No,
Which didn't make the list.
which didn't make the list. Dang it. Oh, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah.
How did I not think of that? Yeah, Homecoming. But you didn't like Winter Soldier, man.
I have to watch it where I
Like-
actually ascertain the plot.
Like I would take Winter Soldier over Ninja Turtles 2, Ace Ventura 2, and Ghostbusters 2.
No!
Those are. I'm sorry. Those movies are trash.
Those movies
are trash.
increased the
No.
value of
They-
the original
They-
product.
Okay. Ghostbusters 2, they lost one of the main cast.
hmm Wait, who did they lose?
They added, so the black guy was in there, and he
Yeah.
took out
Winston.
Winston.
He was in there still. Winston was still in Ghostbusters 2.
I thought he got replaced.
No, he did not get replaced. In
So
fact-
there was 5 of them, not 4 of them.
Yeah, there's 5 of them because the Keymaster, I forget what Rick McManus's character put on a Ghostbuster outfit. See, everything got increased.
Well, no, because
and
it's
improved.
just Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver's in it, but
There's
Harold
Winston.
Ramis and Rick Moranis. It's just the 4 of them.
Right.
But the original cast was different.
No, they had Dana. Dana, the female interest. They had the 4 Ghostbusters. Slimer made a... I mean, you gotta have Slimer.
Slimer. But was Egon? I don't think Egon was in the second one.
Oh, no, he was. He was.
Egon is in the second one. Hold on.
Yeah.
What am I thinking of? Bill Murray, Aykroyd.
They even added Peter McNichol as a bad guy.
Alright. Okay. Well, fair enough. Fair
Alright.
enough. I mean, of those, Ghostbusters 2 is the best. But I don't like Jim Carrey. I don't think he's funny.
Alright, you can make the Jim Carrey Ace Ventura
9.
2 as a 9.
Is a 9.
At least he beat Karate Kid 2.
Right.
But number 8 better be one of yours.
That's fair. I mean, but like it's not Empire Strikes Back.
Okay, you're right. It's not Empire
I'll
Strikes
give you.
Back.
I'll give you Winter Soldier. I'll give you
Alright,
Winter
alright. Winter Soldier's
I'll give you
number
Winter
8.
Soldier.
What? Oh.
Alright.
I'll give you
Now,
Winter Soldier. Alright.
now Ninja Turtles 2 or Die Hard 2 for 7.
I think Ninja Turtles 2 is I don't know. I kind of liked it better than Die Hard. But I like Die Hard a lot.
When I watched Ninja Turtles 2 again, I noticed that no one on with their fight choreography, no one gets directly hit. That when someone's trying to attack a Ninja Turtle, they move out of the way and accidentally punch their friend. And that's 90% of the fight choreography.
No, you know what? I'm gonna go. I think if we go 7 for Back to the Future 2,
Yes.
6 for Ninja Turtles 2,
Yes.
and then 5 for Die Hard.
Well, no, I think Back to the Future 2 goes over Ninja Turtles.
Over Ninja
2.
Turtles? Okay. So
Okay.
Ninja Turtles 2 is 7,
Yep.
and then so Back to the Future and Die Hard 2. Which one
Die Hard 2 should be 6.
should be 6, and then
Back to the Future should be 5.
Should be 5,
Because
okay.
people mention that way more.
Okay. And then okay, so we have The Dark Knight, Empire Strikes Back, Ghostbusters
Mine
2.
were on the bottom 5.
No, because we still got Ghostbusters 2 and
Okay.
Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers.
Wait, Ghostbusters 2 should not be
Okay,
in the
so
top 5.
I'm that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that Winter Soldier is better.
all right. Make Ghostbusters 2 an 8. All right, you can have your Winter Soldier as a 4.
I don't think it should be. I don't know if it's 4. I don't think Ghostbusters 2 is 8 though. I think we messed up the list. Ghostbusters 2 is definitely not an 8.
But it's definitely not a 4.
It's definitely not a 4.
Maybe Back to the Future.
Yeah, it's
should
definitely
be a
4. Yeah, Ghostbusters 2 is definitely 5.
Yeah.
4. Okay.
All right, and then
I'm just saying The Dark Knight and The Empire Strikes Back won
Okay.
awards.
Empire Strikes Back. We'll get to you later.
Okay.
Dark Knight
And Lord of the Rings.
I think Lord of the Rings, Two Towers should be 3.
Okay.
Dark Knight 2. Empire Strikes Back 1.
I can agree with that. I can get on board with that.
Yep.
I can get on board with that.
So to go down the list again,
Okay.
Karate Kid 2 is number, 10. Number 9, Ace Ventura 2.
Which is right. That is generous.
Yes, that's generous. I laughed at the rhino scene. 8, Winter Soldier. 7, Ninja Turtles 2. 6 is Die Hard 2. 5, Ghostbusters 2.
Yes.
4 is...
Where do we put 4?
where do we put...
Oh, Back to the Future.
Back
2
to the Future 2. 3
is
Lord of the
Rings.
Lord of the Rings. 2, Dark Knight. 1, Empire Strikes Back.
Sequels. We got them.
Could you imagine doing a movie marathon where we went in that order?
Oh,
Okay,
golly.
So you have to come watch Karate Kid 2, then Ace Ventura. By the end, we'll be seeing Empire Strikes Back. But you have to make it through those other
right.
8
To get
movies.
to the 5.
Yes.
But Winter Soldier's not that bad.
No, I mean, if I was awake, I'd have a better opinion on it. But I just fell asleep.
It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, so maybe it deserves another go around. I had to watch Civil War twice.
Man, you just don't like Marvel movies, man.
Oh, I'm very critical of them. Just because once Marvel went into Disney, the spirit of assuming that everything that would come out of them would be golden kind of took over, and I don't want that spirit to be within me. So I'm always hard on them. I'm like that parent that doesn't want their child to ever think they're good at something, so they're extra critical.
Like, are you extra critical, but you still think they're at least like an 80 out of 100?
I think the Marvel method is at best great, and at worst meh. It'll never be horrible. It'll never be awesome.
So you feel like so the Ragnarok is coming out.
Yes.
It had
and because everyone says it's 100%, 1,000,000 awesome, I'm gonna be even more critical.
Professional critics are giving it like a 99 on like Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes,
It's the highest rated Marvel movie of all time, and it's directed by the guy that did Guardians of the Galaxy. And
which the sequel I didn't like, Guardians of the Galaxy. It was okay.
You're gonna say that you liked, I don't know, that you liked Batman v Superman more than Thor Ragnarok?
No, Batman v Superman gets its own category of, it was a great effort. You see, when I look at these movies, I want to see, are you trying something new? Are you trying to break the mold? Or are you within a safe frame? A lot of Marvel movies are within a safe frame where you can do A, B, and C. You can't do this. I think Thor is going to be full of surprises. It's going to be full of humor. It's going to be full of characters just being wild versions of themselves. A lot of Thor's abs. Probably some sweet CGI fight scenes. I mean, I think 99.9% of it will be CGI. And a part of me going into that will be like, yeah, that's cool, that's great, I laughed. But did you really experiment? Did you try something new? Did you try anything dangerous that you thought might not work? See, Batman v Superman didn't work, but they tried something new, and they deserve points for that. They tried something a little bit darker, a little bit edgier. Marvel, they won't go near that because it's not the method.
Well, I see. I don't know if I would agree with that because Civil War was darker. The Iron Man movies had subsequently gotten darker, and I feel like the Batman v Superman is trying too much to what the DC movies feel like they're doing is they're trying to take the Nolan trilogy, but like make it have more of a broader appeal like the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
So that what they're making doesn't work.
Well,
Like, it just doesn't work.
I liked Marvel or Iron Man 3 because it was weirder. Like he wasn't in the suit that often, and it had more of a. It was kind of more of a detective story.
Sure.
And it was about PTSD.
Right.
And people hated Iron Man 3. They're like, we wanted what Iron Man 1 was more like. So I can give Marvel credit when they try different things, when they try to vary themselves. And maybe that's why I did like Civil War, because it was a lot of cool elements, and yes, it was darker, a little bit more serious.
Yeah. Yeah, like Civil War, Winter Soldier, I feel like the Black Panther has potential to be in that same frame, and Thor, and I think Guardians of the Galaxy, like I feel like they did a good job of kind of breaking out of it. Same thing with Spider-Man. Like I think Homecoming did a good job of breaking out of kind of the Marvel mold. I just hate that every time I go to a DC movie, I walk out feeling disappointed.
It's true. And maybe I gauge everything based on how the original Batman Begins made me feel.
Yeah.
Because it was so brand new, it was so professional, and it loved details so much that you just felt like you were overwhelmed by how cool it was. And I take that expectation to Marvel movies, which don't always get to that level. So when you don't get to that level, I'm like, okay, all right. You're cool, you're good, but you're just not Batman Begins cool or good.
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe that calls back to a time when you were younger and like you were experiencing that for the first time.
Right.
And I think for a lot of people, they're experiencing like the Marvel stuff for the first time. So that is what's cool, like for them. For me, my experience was the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like that was my first experience, and
always be the best Spider-Man.
By the way. I don't know about that. The first Spider-Man movie I will give you. Yeah, definitely very good. But it's kind of aged, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Anyways, but it's good, definitely good. And how I judge all superhero movies going forward is based on that benchmark.
Yeah.
And when the CGI is better in Spider-Man 1 than it is in Wonder Woman, there's an issue.
Yes. I hope we can agree that when Marvel tries to get you to like their movie just by throwing in a bunch of 80s songs and making things explode, that should not win us over.
I don't know, I like that.
It should not be that easy to win us over. Especially when they just up the potty humor a little bit, up the 80s music a little bit, and just add a bunch of wacky CGI. That will not impress me. And that's why Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was just, it was okay.
I didn't see Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I actually gotta go see that. But,
yeah.
But I feel like when Marvel didn't do that, like with like Doctor Strange, I didn't like it as much.
Right.
Like I didn't like Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Doctor Strange was vanilla up until the very end when he has to defeat the bad guy, and he actually used a smart way to do it. I have to give credit to that.
See, I didn't like it at all. I was like bored out of my mind. I was
you're trying to see, you're rating things on a scale of epicness. Like how epic will Captain America jump out of a speeding plane, land on Rocket Raccoon, while
Yes.
Wanda the witch
Yes.
turns everyone into pigs.
Yes, I want a falling city state that's gonna destroy the planet.
Yes.
Like, as awful as Ultron is, the Age of Ultron is, like, that ending is amazing.
Yes.
Because there's tension.
Me, on the other hand, I'm looking for, like, characters being different, different ways to solve problems,
Sure.
cleverness,
Mm-hmm.
a different way of looking at something. Like, what if Peter Parker cried through a whole movie? Wouldn't that be cool?
No.
You would say no because it's not epic. I'd say maybe.
Why would you want to watch a superhero cry for, like, an entire movie?
I don't know. Let's make it and find out why I'd want to see it.
See, nobody would watch that.
Yes, and a lot of things I like are what nobody would watch.
You're killing me, Mike.
I know.
You're killing
Maybe
me.
I'm more into sitcoms.
I don't even know any sitcoms that are like that. Like,
Yes.
don't get me wrong. Like, I love, like, dark and brooding, and, like, I love the Nolan. Like, I would take the Nolan trilogy over anything Marvel or DC will put out ever.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't get better than The Dark Knight for me. Like, that
Right.
is the best. That is the best movie. Like, period.
Right.
Like, that is the epitome that people try and hit. Like that. Like,
Only Empire Strikes Back can beat it.
right,
Is
exactly.
basically what you're saying.
And yeah, so like that is the 10 by, like, which everything else is, like, scaled off
Yes.
of. And but I don't know. I definitely, I don't know. It just feels like DC is, like, trying to, like, recapture that, and Marvel, like, saw, like, how popular, like, the Nolan trilogy was, and, like, was like, okay, so we can't, like, beat it by, like, being like it, so let's go in the completely opposite direction.
Right. And I think they tried to... You see, they couldn't copy Nolan's smartness and the tension he puts between scenes.
Oh, of course not.
And he uses spacing beautifully.
Yeah,
And they couldn't copy that, so they kind of just borrowed set pieces.
sure.
And they said, Zach, go at it. You know?
And yeah, the DC, like, for the
Yeah,
new DC
yeah,
stuff, yeah.
which is impressive because Nolan is still the executive producer of
Kind
these.
of, yeah.
Like, he's overseeing all the work, but he's not...
He's wants nothing to do with
Yeah,
the project because
yeah.
because he knows that Warner Bros is just like has their
Mhm.
hands all over it,
Right.
and I personally don't like Zack Snyder.
Yeah.
He's
I will admit, Marvel has the better advantage at making their sequels in their universe. Just because they were in the game first, and DC really, really has to... We're not going to see DC good at it until another 3 years, unfortunately.
yeah.
Yeah. We're going to see some cool movies. My prayers and hopes and wishes are that Justice League will rock.
Yeah, because it's coming out this December.
Oh, no, isn't it in November?
Or is it November? Yeah,
November
November.
4th. We're
Yeah.
going to be on retreat when it
Oh,
comes
it's
out.
coming out this week. Yeah, so it's going right up against Thor.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. Like this, honestly, like, based on how this does, like, if Justice League bombs and Thor destroys it, like, that's bad.
That could be the nail in the coffin.
Like that, like, they could cancel the Batman project.
Right.
Like if Justice League bombs and they don't make anything on it,
Yeah.
I could see Warner Brothers just packing it up.
Yeah, which is sad because Justice League is only a part 1.
Right.
So you have to finish it.
None of it bombs. Like,
Not if it bombs.
like if Thor makes, like, I don't know, $1 billion, like, worldwide, like,
Yeah.
total, like, that's game over.
Yeah. I imagine that... Well, you know, you're always going to have fans that are diehard that will be like... That will fight you on Batman versus Superman.
Sure.
And they'll give the same... They'll say, at least they tried something different. And,
Right.
you know... And it wasn't, like, fruity and corny. And, like, they'll say that.
Yeah.
And so you'll always have the DC fans who will fight for anything.
Sure. Definitely.
So it's going to make some money. I just hope it wins over the Wonder Woman crowd.
Yeah.
Whoever thought Wonder Woman was a great piece of art
Needs to go
needs to go see.
away.
Yeah.
needs
Yeah.
to go away.
hmm
I'm sorry. That is just not as empowering and as wonderful as the message is. Like just looking at it, like from like just stepping back from it, it is not a good movie.
Oh yeah, we talked about this, and yeah, it's cookie cutter. Maybe it was a little too cutesy buttons.
Right? Like I don't know.
But
Diana is definitively the strongest
Mhm.
like character in the DC universe, and like she can kill Superman.
She could.
She has a sword that can cut on the atomic level,
Yes, and we'd like to see her try.
but I don't know, and she struggled against a not real version of Ares.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean that show. We'll talk about that again later.
Yeah.
I know it'll come up.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Yeah, I mean obviously, but in this world, I feel like
Mm-hmm.
a comic book movie is not good
Mm-hmm.
unless non-comic book people
Like
love
it.
it.
Yeah, it's true.
Which is why Avengers, your little kid who's never read a comic,
Mm-hmm.
and your wife could like it.
Right.
Same thing with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So movies that we might not like, if they're liked by our wives or significant others,
That's what makes them
those
popular.
that's what makes it successful.
True. That's why. But then I think, thankfully, that's why we have shows like The Tick that we
Yes.
can go back and we can just watch and enjoy.
Yes, we
because
can
it's just
all
for us.
enjoy The Tick.
I don't know if all of us.
Yes.
I don't think wives and kids would like
Right.
The Tick, but
Too many F words.
too many F words. But the characters are hilarious.
Yes.
There's just the right amount of action. It's just compelling. I love The
Yes.
Tick. But
Right.
we ran out of time. Next time we'll talk about The Tick.
Yeah. Gosh, we have to like.
Let's wrap it up.
People are dying to know what our evil
Yeah.
predecessors are doing.
Yeah, I actually I don't know. Like we received several things from them.
Yes.
We had a recording that we should, I don't know, maybe we'll listen to at some point.
Yeah.
But we got a letter.
A letter. Can you
letter.
read the letter?
Yeah.
Can we at least do that?
Yeah. Dear Mike and Adam, our condolences. Oh, that's not good.
Why are you so sad?
Our condolences. At your death this weekend. What? They're threatening to kill. What?
They're pre-condoling us.
Right. They say. Okay. It says. Dear Mike and Adam. So I'm just gonna start over. Our condolences about your death this weekend. It seems that your deaths are inevitable
Mm-hmm.
this weekend at the pinnacle of the mount. I don't know what that is.
Oh, yes.
Is that a reference?
Maybe. I don't know.
So I mean, we're going on a retreat this weekend. Do
To
you think-
Mount Pinnacle.
To Mount Pinnacle,
But I don't
yeah.
think it has anything to do with that.
No, of course not. Where you will meet your match not only physically. Well, it's not very hard, is it?
Yes.
And mentally. I beg to differ. We're pretty smart, but emotionally. Wow, that got really deep.
Yes.
We, Evil Mike and Evil Adam,
Yeah.
are going to destroy you and everything that you hold dear.
Oh, wow. Does it have a time? They'll do it?
It says something about maybe like, they're gonna challenge us to a duel to the death at like 2:00 in the afternoon on Saturday.
Oh. Wow. Well, can I read this other letter?
Yeah, that you also got from
Yes.
Mike and Adam. Evil Mike and Adam.
Well,
Or
no,
is
this
it- oh, is it
one's
from-
in the golden
Oh,
envelope.
the golden one. Wow.
Yeah, so it's from the Masked Avenger, MA.
Oh, of course.
It says, Dear Mike and Adam,
Mm-hmm.
my gratitude.
Oh wow.
Yes, so different.
Yeah.
For, I read Evil Mike and Adam's letter, and I want you to know I will be there on Saturday at 2 p.m. To help you out, not directly, but I will give you something that will help tip the tide of the battle in your favor.
It'll be another picture.
It won't be another picture. That's what it says right
wow,
after that.
Wow. You
It'll
knew I would ask that.
It'll be something different to reflect how sequels are often bigger and better.
What?
Yes!
I love the Mask of
Oh,
Bender.
and then he took a bunch of kisses and hugs at
Yes.
the bottom.
Oh, there's also those on here too.
Yeah, but those are just poop
Evil.
emojis.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Man, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I guess something exciting is gonna happen this weekend besides Fall Retreat.
Yes. So, this might be it.
Yes, might be it.
I mean, I hope... Should we send them directions to how to get to us?
Maybe not.
Maybe not?
Maybe let them.
I mean, it's not
Like,
much...
if they don't show up, I wouldn't be that upset.
Yeah, I know. Our lives are in danger.
It's true.
And we're only going to be given a single tool to help us.
Right. Oh, man. Well, I mean, I guess we have to find out next week.
I know.
Yeah, so I guess that's a good place to end.
Yeah, it's a good place to end.
Wow.
With our deaths
Yeah.
on the line.
It's a good place. It's a good day to die.
Yeah, it's a good day to die.
Oh, man.
Live free. Die hard.
Die harder.
Yes.
But yeah, so Mike, what did you learn today?
Oh my! I learned that if I don't start praising Marvel more, I'm gonna be outcast.
Yeah, Mike, man,
I know. I'm on the wrong side of history.
I think you might be.
Yes.
I feel like I would be more on board with you, Mike, if there was a more viable alternative.
Valiant comic books, if they ever get the funding, will be making movies.
Yeah.
And hopefully they won't dive bomb.
Yeah, I mean, I'm waiting for the day that Dark Horse finally gets some kind of studio hype and they do a reboot, because V for Vendetta was okay, but it could be better. Watchmen was okay, but it needs to be better.
Those were all DC. Vertigo.
Vertigo?
You're thinking of Vertigo. Dark Horse used to do Star Wars.
I thought Dark Horse did. Oh, you're right.
Dark Horse
You're
does
right.
Star Wars and...
Oh, I was just thinking Alan Moore.
Yes. And they do Hellboy, which wasn't horrible.
Which wasn't horrible. I feel like if we get a Hellboy reboot, if we get a V for Vendetta reboot, I feel like I would definitely be like, yes, sign me up.
I know.
Vertigo, you're correct. Yeah.
We're looking for a third party here.
Yeah, give us an alternative to the vanilla and the chocolate.
Yes.
That is Marvel and DC respectively.
Yes. We need
We need a caramel or a...
we need birthday cake.
We need or strawberry.
Or strawberry.
Or something. Give us something.
Caramel twist.
Yes.
Let's
something.
go Buffalo.
Yes, exactly.
So anyways, we've learned that I'm on the wrong side of history. Adam's on the right side of history.
I'm not. I just appreciate
Yes.
Marvel movies for what they are. But like you said, I'm rooting for a third party. That's why I love. I would say that like the Deadpool movie, like as much as it is a Marvel intellectual property, it is not of.
It's not the canon.
Exactly, and I feel like that does. I feel like if Marvel does more stuff like that, and like what they're doing with the new X-Men show on Fox,
Yes,
the Gifted, and stuff like that. I feel like that's and what they're doing on Netflix. I feel like I'm more of a fan of those than I am necessarily of the movies.
Right. Well, you heard it here, folks.
Her first,
You heard it there, folks.
yes,
So stay tuned as our
Yes.
lives get more and more in peril.
yes.
Have a good day.
Yeah.